Hi kids, welcome to Summer AP Prep, basically FSA Fall Summer Academy. I know you're thinking, why do I have to do summer school? Well, it's not true summer school. Basically, to sum it up, is that you will have a couple of online projects that you need to get done. And I'm going to show you exactly where everything is located, how to do it, and then you'll have a weekly video from me. And each time that you submit something, obviously, I will get an email from Google. So let's go to share screen. Then you'll see me in the top little right-hand corner. And I am going to go to Schoology. So this is the basic Schoology course that you'll see. It is a group and you've all been invited to join it. If you have not yet, please do, obviously. Hopefully you are since you're viewing this video. And then you'll notice down here in resources. In resources in the bottom left-hand side, that is where everything is actually located for you. So that screen will be popping up and you'll notice that welcome video and letter. You're watching the welcome video right now and you probably already read the letter. Syllabus for all courses. This is basically the lineup of everything that is included in this quick summer course. I have to submit this. Basically the dates that you are with me, assignments, everything is here in our Schoology group, our group name, and then the Google Drive folder that everything is completely located in is right here, which I've included all the links in your folders also. And the basic premises is that we just don't have time during the school year to get everything done. So this is basically your prep work for every single project that we will do first semester and second semester. And basically it's kind of so I can see where your mind is at, where you think what is good work, what is not good work, so forth. So if you look at week 1, we have selected works reading and then selected works. Week 2 is finishing up your selected works. Week 3 is your sustained investigation reading. You're doing sustained investigation number 1. And then week 4 is sustained investigation number 2, finishing that up. And then you'll have to write 4 questions. So basically, if you did all this in one setting, I honestly think it might take you maybe 5 hours. If you did it in one setting and you're like totally working at it and get it going. It took me a little bit more than that just to get all of the templates made for you, but everything is ready for you to do. This is our 9th year doing this and it truly does help. Attendance is completely whenever and whatever you want. You don't have to check in with me at a certain time. You don't need to text me. You can if you want. If we need to meet via Zoom, we can totally do that also. But everything is online and I do not track your attendance. I just basically need you to turn in your items. I would like it if you turn them in by the weeks that they're done. It's just going to keep you at a better pace. Plus, it'll help you remember a little bit more things. If you need help with technology, that's right there in the syllabus. And because we will be using Zoom or Google Meet, I preferably prefer to use Zoom. It's just a little bit easier. And then if you need help with technology or you need a Chromebook, the phone number is right here for you. So please go ahead and utilize that. Grading credits, you do not earn credit or earn a grade for this for summer, the Fall Summer Academy, summer school. However, the projects that you finish now are actually your first grades that go in right away when we start school that first week. And then things that I also need you to do is make sure that you go to this link, fill in the information about you in that sheet. The next one is the Remind group. A lot of our communication during the summer and school year will be via Remind. I'll send out like, hey guys, this is what's due. Don't forget, I need this from you. Or hey, it's someone's birthday, you know, fun stuff like that. If you need me, obviously school email is right there. And of course, my phone number is right there. And I do try to respond right away. Does not matter what time of day it is, but I do try. All right, so going back to our resources. And again, groups is a little bit different. Usually it'd be underneath materials, but it's what we have for resources. This is the information form that I need you to fill out. Weekly videos will be located here on my YouTube channel. Then we go into the best parts. So you will only want to do whatever your course is. Do you have access to all these completely? I'm just going to start with the top one, which is Draw and Paint. Why it says new is because these are completely updated from the last couple of years from summer school. So your first folder and each course is laid out exactly the same. Your first one is required selected work assignments. That's what we're going to be working on week 1 and 2. Required reading That's for the AP College Board itself. These are a little bit different for each course, depending on what you are, and that is week 2 and 3. And then required sustained investigation assignments, that is week 3 and 4. Again, that's laid out in the calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and select required selected work assignments. I do have examples for the first one, and these are all different for every course, and then the links for you to complete each one. So if I'm going to the example here, you'll see that I have basically a spreadsheet. This is assignments 1 through 6 for you. And then I have the example of the idea of what I am looking for on the right-hand side. You'll need to find a total of 9 examples within your content area. So if I am 3D and I'm looking for self-portrait, I'm definitely not going to pick one of the 2 self-portraits that you see here currently on your screen. And you can just go through and scroll. These are all of the selected works. And they're the actual assignments that we will be working on first semester. You have about a week and a half to 2 weeks for each project, and that's about it. It goes very quick. That's why we start to get this done sooner than later. And most of the pieces that you'll see in here are actually from past students. Yes, all these are past AP students' work. Then in here, you'll notice that I have a link here. This is the link. They just go in order. If you can do in whatever order you want. The link is here. But what I've also done under resources is that I've attached another links for you to complete, a little bit separate. And so what I've done is I've laid out, so project 1, theme, self-portrait, and then the link is right here. So you can just go to the link and it will be a template for you. And this is a template, this is kind of like the same as each course. I've labeled each of them different. So you'll notice up here where it says template, EP, which is draw, paint, SW, selected work, self-portrait. So you need to make a copy of this template first. So you will need to go to File, Make a Copy. And I do want it in this folder because that's where the folder is right now. So please make sure it goes back into the folder. So selected works, research, draw, paint. And right here where it says copy of template, you would put your name. You should not have to change anything else because I've already pre-done it with you. Share it with the same people. Yes. Click OK. So now I have my own folder here, and I would start to delete. Share it with me first. Ooh, big one right there. I almost forgot that. So go ahead, your share is over here in the right-hand corner, which most of you should totally know, and you're probably laughing at me by now, which is cool. If not, it's a good reminder. You get to hear my voice that you haven't heard in a while. So it's loading, and make sure that you share it with Shimontaire. My internet is very slow tonight. And look, I'm there, so it's all good. Click done, and then step number 4, delete number 1 through 4 of the instructions. I don't want those on the sheets. We're gonna go ahead and delete them. And then right here is where you need to find 9 examples and copy this into this spreadsheet. The biggest thing is please do not forget about your URLs. So you can just pop in the picture here and the grid sheet will expand and get bigger as you put in your items. I wanna make sure that you have your URLs because if we need to go back to them to look at something on the internet, we easily can. If not, you can just attach the URL to the actual picture. Whatever your preference is and what you wanna do, go for it. And then that would be my self-portrait one. And I'm gonna go back over here to resources, come back down to the links. The second one, same thing that kind of goes into it, is that its theme is foreshortening. Now, if you forget what these are and you're just going to this page, please go back to the examples of the required selected works research because I completely give you an example of each one. This sheet is not what your spreadsheet will look like. Your spreadsheet will actually have 9 examples on it. I only have 2 for each one, just so it's like a quick, concise lesson going down for you. So if you only want to use this sheet and use the links here, it takes you to the same exact place of what you need to do. But please make sure, do not copy over my stuff. Please make a copy and then make sure that you share it with me and then delete 1 through 4. So again, I just use the example of draw paint. So I'm going to go ahead and close those out. And if I go to resources, I go into new 2D design, Again, like I said, it's exactly laid out the same way. I'm not going to go into each course, it's just not needed, but I will go into it so you can kind of see the difference between the required selected works. And again, selected works, you'll have about a week and a half to 2 weeks for each project. Once we get into your sustained investigation, that is 1 week per project. And then you're basically done with everything by the end of April, because the first week in May is when we turn everything in. So here you'll notice right away where it is a self-portrait, but it is different. It's not a drawn one. These are both done on the computer. Can you do 2D design not on the computer? Completely. You can still use the same type of methods, just not use a computer. If that's something that you would like to do once we get into class, please give me the heads up. For instance, this one right here of the worm's eye view looking up, you'll see the blue face and then the background orange. That is done in acrylic paint. One over here, the right, the foreshortening, that one is done in Illustrator. So it all depends on what your preference is. And that's why I try to give you a couple of different examples of what's going on so that you can see. And these can, and I've had students successfully complete their entire selected works only by hand and not using a computer. So that is completely one of your objectives that you can do. So going back into resources, again, each one of the courses is here. If you're forgetting what course you are registered for, if you would go up to the information form, I have all of you in the correct courses that you signed up for. If you figure out that I really don't want to do this, I should maybe be not in 2D design, I should be in draw and paint, totally fine. We can still switch that up. That's not a big deal, because it will still be the same hour, which is 7th hour for you guys in the fall. And so again, that's all of them right there. Each one has a different number of projects. Photography has a little bit more because your work does go a little bit faster, and then 3D design, I think you have one less. So they vary, but it's because of the time constraints that we have. And that is about it. Please make sure you do the Remind app. That was in one of the letters. So go to the welcome letter if you're not in the Remind app. Please do that. That is our main source of communication for all summer and also for the school year. And that is it. Again, if you need me, 414-719-6613. And that's about it. Again, we do not have designated times for class. It's basically you work on your own. If you want to work really fast, go for it. If you don't want to work fast, don't worry about it. The more prep that you do now, the easier your semester will be. I actually have some students that already finished their entire selected work, so they found the links, which is awesome. So shout out to you completely. And then I have a student that's in 3D that has already started on her self-portrait because she wants to get to work right away so she has more time. I am totally great with that, you guys. I'm willing to work with you to make sure that you succeed. And we find out our scores from last year's AP Art Design July 5th. So I'm excited about that. So you can see some of their examples in the scores that they earned and all the items that they did. And that's it. Welcome to AP Summer Prep, which is the Fall Summer Academy. And again, any questions, give me a holler. All right. Bye, guys. I'll leave you a video for next week and what you need to do. See you later.